If you are a business owner that has hired an SEO company and you're just not sure if their SEO is working for you, this video is for you. I'm going to go over a few very simple steps that business owners can take to check up on current SEO efforts. I got a really interesting call from someone that had been paying for SEO, and the SEO company had been releasing SEO reports that all looked great. However, he had a gut feeling that something was wrong. So let's go over a few really simple, quick steps that you can take a look to see what is going on behind the scenes. First thing is first, you need access to Google Search Console. You can do a quick Google search for Google Search Console, and then you're going to click on Google Search Console Tools. You're going to click the Start Now button, and you're going to see one of two things. Your website could already be set up and you'll already have access. You'll see your website name here in the drop-down box, or your website has not been set up, or you don't have access, and you're going to need to set it up, but don't worry, I'll also have a video for that. So let's say your website has already been set up and you just don't understand if your SEO is currently working. The first thing you're going to click on is the button that says Full Report after you've made sure your website is indicated in the drop-down box to the left. You will see search type web is already toggled. You're going to leave that alone. You will also see a list of dates. Google Search Console holds up to the last 16 months. So you can click on last 16 months and click apply. The next thing you're going to select is your country that your website gains the most traffic from or currently resides in. I'm going to click on the United States, and then I'm going to click apply. Then we're going to click on the new with the plus button, and we're going to click on device. Here's where you can select desktop, mobile, or tablet. I'm going to select mobile. You can also select desktop if that's where most of your traffic is coming from. Now, what this chart is telling me is how the website has done with total impressions and total clicks over the last 16 months in the United States on mobile devices. Now, really simply, you can look at the last 16 months. If, let's say, your SEO campaign started in April of 2023, you can then just take a look at the chart, and what you expect to have happened is that your clicks and impressions would go up during the year time frame. So if you started in April of 2023, you can take a look as the months progressed, and this particular site went down with total clicks and impressions. So if the site had SEO for the last year and the chart total clicks and impressions are going in a downward slope, that would be a huge indicator that something is wrong or not working properly. If you take a look at the chart and you just see the graph not progressing but staying the same, that can also be a huge indicator that the last year something isn't properly work. For a year-long campaign, what you would expect is a slow climb upward. So you would see the graph going in an upward direction from the date SEO services started. Now, organic SEO takes a long time to kick in. So just because you started in April of 2023, that doesn't mean the next day the chart would automatically go up. We're looking at this from a year-long perspective. But after a full year, you should see something increasing with clicks and total impressions on your website. If you want to take a look at desktop clicks, you can also select desktop and see what the chart looks like. Again, if you've had a year-long campaign, you would expect the graph to start sloping up. That means total clicks and total impressions here are in purple. I've just unclicked them. When I click them, you can see the purple line on the chart. Total clicks, you can click and unclick. Now, you can toggle the dates to look at the last 12 months, the last 16 months. I just like pulling up the last 16 months so that you can get a clear indication of the graph sloping up or sloping down. Now we can take this a few steps further and actually do a comparison. So for instance, you can compare the last 3 months to the previous period. You can compare the last 6 months to the previous period. You can even compare the last 28 days to the previous period. So if you've had SEO for the last 6 months and you want to compare it to the previous period, you just toggle that button and click apply. Now, what this chart is telling me is the last 6 months compared to the previous 6 months in the United States on desktop version. So within the last 6 months, I had 776 total clicks. And in the previous 6 months, I had 720 clicks. Now, when you're pulling up these charts, you really do need to think about your season and seasonal changes. For instance, if you happen to have a tree trimming company or something that is seasonable or less than in the winter, and you're taking a look at this and you see the chart dipping down in the winter, it doesn't necessarily mean that your SEO isn't working. So you have to take seasonal changes into context. Now, these steps are super basic and really simple, just so you can get an overview of the total clicks and total impressions coming into your site. If you had an effective SEO plan, you would expect this to gradually go in an upward position, not a downward, and not horizontally stay the same. What you're looking for is general trends of what the graph looks like. These are just really basic checks that every business owner should know how to do so that you can keep an eye on what's going on if you are not sure. Now, Google Search Console never tells the full story. As a business owner, you should have access to your sales data. How many phone calls do you get and receive every single month? How many orders do you get every single month? At a very basic minimum, you would expect those numbers to go up. So for instance, if you've had SEO for the last year, you would expect an increase in sales or phone calls from potential clients.